Yesterday, we were discussing the Senate race, the special race there, the runoff in Georgia. Democrats picking up that seat with Senator Warnock outperforming Herschel Walker. That gives the Democrats a 51-49 edge in the United States Senate. But what does the next election cycle in 2 years look like? Joining me now to talk about this, Brent Keilen, Vice President, FRC Action. Brent, welcome back to Washington Watch.
Thanks, Tony. Good to be with you.
You know, I know people have had enough, especially those in Georgia. They don't want to talk about Senate elections or elections, period. And I know a lot of people getting tired of elections. But we are going to see after the first of the year a focus begin on 2024, which is going to be a big election cycle. Most of the focus will be on the presidential election that will be taking place. But, you know, the Senate is also going to be a big issue in the 2024 election. Tell us about it.
That's right, Tony. Obviously, the Republicans narrowly took the majority in the U.S. House, and they thought they might in the Senate. Narrowly missed that. Now 51-49 Senate in favor of the Democrats. But Tony, as you say, 2024, the map is very different. There will be 34 U.S. Senate seats up in 2024, and the interesting thing about this is that Democrats are having to defend 23 of those. So 2/3 of the seats that will be up, Democrats are going to have to be playing a lot of defense. Politically speaking, that's a lot of exposure. And it's not just, Tony, the number of seats. A lot of experts are looking at those, analyzing which ones are most vulnerable. And most of the pundits agree that out of the 8 most vulnerable seats, the 8 most likely to flip, if any do, all 8 are held by Democrats. So not only do they have the volume, they also have seats that are much more susceptible to flipping. States like West Virginia, Montana. On the Republican side, their 2 most vulnerable seats are Florida and Texas. And, you know, you look at what happened in Florida, for example, in 2022. This year, it just doesn't look like a lot is probably going to change there for the Republicans.
You know, that's interesting because a very similar scenario back in 2010 when the Republicans won the majority in the House of Representatives. They did not win the Senate, but they did 2 years later is when they won the majority in the Senate. So could be history could be repeating itself as we look at what the lineup is in 2 years from now. Brent, thanks for that update. Always great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, Tony.